to say no to the 100K to say yes to the million. As Muslims, we understand this, that nothing brings nothing. We're not atheists or kuffar. We have sense, right? We understand that doing nothing brings about nothing. If a Muslim was to live his life like this, I doubt Allah wouldn't grant him success in the dunya and akhirah. But this morning at 4:36, all right, I hear a boom. Then I stand up, I pull the curtain in the window. I've realized majority of people genuinely aren't free, man. They're not free. They're trapped by thoughts, actions, choices that they lost the power to create, right? They lost the power to create. They no longer have become masters of themselves. You see, I realized that greatness is not about what you do alone. It's also about what you choose not to do. Oh, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Greatness isn't just about what you do. You can do everything that is meant to make you great and still not to be great because you didn't do the things that you weren't supposed to do. You didn't not do the things that you weren't supposed to do, right? It's just as important focusing on the things that you do as focusing on things that you refuse to do. And I'm going to give it to you guys like this, okay? Every single one of us, from now on, I want you to remember this principle. When you say yes to something, you say no to something else. And when you say no to something, you say yes to something else. Now, what do I mean by that? When you say no to fast food, what are you saying technically? Yes to eating healthy, right? When you say yes to working out, you're saying no to diseases long-term or illnesses, physical illnesses, right? But I want you to remember, when you say yes to going to the motive with your friend, you're saying no to success.
Assalamu alaikum, ikhwa. This Sunday, inshallah, we will be hosting a live masterclass showing you how to free your mind and actually achieve peak performance. I'm telling you, ikhwa, this is going to be the sickest masterclass we've ever done. You don't want to miss this one, inshallah. Click the link and sign up. It's free, akhi. What do you have to do is, man, come gain the knowledge, free your mind, achieve peak performance, and get things done again, achieve success. This is the thing that's stopping you from being where you want to be. And I'm going to break down the game, inshallah, on the masterclass.
Now, how did I establish this? Good question, man. See, I was looking at my vision doc and I realized that it's either I'm getting closer or I'm going farther away with every single thing in my vision. And I noticed that sometimes if I say yes to something, it's not about saying, a lot of us think saying yes all the time is a good thing, right? Whenever an opportunity comes, say yes. I've actually had to learn that even sometimes if someone waves $100,000 in front of my face, to say no. And you know, I never understood this before, that if somebody puts a business opportunity in front of me, saying no is a good thing. And saying no is actually important. You see, you have to say no to the 100K to say yes to the million, right? You have to say no to what shaitan, to say yes to what? To becoming closer to Allah, to say yes to Allah. I've learned that every yes equals to some sort of no, and every no equals to some sort of yes. And I don't know why I never thought of the world like that. You know, I thought about it, but I've never simplified it down to that level, right? Saying yes to getting up in the morning is saying no to living an unhealthy life, right? Saying yes to drinking more liters of water is saying no to a dehydrated body. I never thought of things like that. And you know what? Whenever I want to make a decision now, whenever I want to know what to do, whenever I'm about to say yes to something, I think, Fawaz, but what are you saying no to? And whenever I'm saying no to something, what am I saying yes to? You see, when I'm saying no to morning adhkar, I'm saying yes to harms and troubles throughout the day. Sahawla, right? When I'm saying no to reading Quran today, I'm saying yes to becoming further away from Allah, right? When I'm saying no to work on my business, not now, or no, not in this moment, I'm saying yes to poverty. Yeah, man. When I say yes to what? To those Jordans, I'm saying no, technically speaking, to giving my mom money or giving charity, giving sadaqah. We don't ever think of the opportunity cost of our decisions. We never talk about the consequence that comes out of every decision we make. Every decision has an opportunity cost. Yes, it's physics. That's what I'm about to break down in a second. But you see, in physics, we understand this. As Muslims, we understand this, that nothing brings nothing. We're not atheists or kuffar. We have sense, right? We understand that doing nothing brings about nothing. And we understand that every action has a reaction of some sort. Now, it may not be like, bro, if I throw this water bottle at my laptop, now it may not, I want you perhaps to get wet. Now, is that the reaction that's going to happen? No, but is there going to be a reaction? Yeah, my laptop is going to be destroyed. I mean, you know, you guys understand me? Come on, you know how they make Macs these days. But my point and what I'm trying to establish to you guys is everything gives rise to something else. And everything you say no to gives rise. I want you to, every time you're about to make a decision today, you tell me if this helps in the chat during the week. Before you make any decision, before you do anything, ask yourself, what am I saying no to by saying yes? Or what am I saying yes to by saying no? Do you know what? I realized if a Muslim was to live his life like this, I doubt Allah wouldn't grant him success in the dunya and akhirah. If you're that conscious, you know what? It goes back to what I talk about in the mind control program. We're just not intentional enough, man. We leave too many of our actions down to what? Down to like life. I will allow life to make that decision for me, to push me around. Before I start a business or before I leave my job, I wait for life. I wait for life to tell me I need to start making more money, right? A lot of people are like this. More bills come, right? More bills means what? Oh, I need to start working harder, right? He waits for life to tell him he needs to start working hard. He's not intentional. He's reactive. You know, ikhwa, I'm going to tell you guys a story. I'm in the city of Marrakesh. Like, if you were to put like where the city is, like the city, that's where I am, yeah? So at night time, it's been very noisy, man. The cars, but I've kind of got used to it. But this morning at 4:36, all right, I hear a boom. Then I stand up, I pull the curtain in the window. I seen two cars just shattered together. And logically, you guys know me and my philosophical mind, man. I'm thinking, this guy could have easily said no to this if he just said yes to staying home. You know, like, forgive me for my simplicity of thinking, you know. Forgive me, really. I'm talking the car was shattered, both, you know. And I'm seeing hands on heads, you know. There's a bit of a tree blocking, man. You know, I turned away very quickly because min husn al-Islam al-mar'i tarkuhu ma la yani, and there's sufficient people on the street to help the situation. I don't speak daraja. I doubt I could be of much use anyway, right? So I go back in my bed and, you know, I start thinking, I'm like, right? First of all, I tell myself, like, just close the window. Because, by the way, what I just said in Arabic, the Prophet ﷺ says, part of a complete Islam is to leave what doesn't concern you. It doesn't concern me. If they needed help, it'd be different. They don't need help, clearly. They're people who were decided to be out, you know, and live a certain type of lifestyle. And because they said yes to that lifestyle, now they're saying no to safety and no to peace. All right? That was there. This is none of my business. But me, I'm going to take the faida from the situation. So I went back into bed, right? This was just today, right? Fajr's around 5:30 here, right? So I still have a bit of time, and I'm just thinking, like, if you think of it, life is just all down to the small choices we make every day. You know that? Like, hear me out. It's actually down to like the teensy little choices, just stacked and compounded, right? That make the difference, man. I was like, why are you where you are today? Because one day you decided to, I want to take a sudden interest in business, right? And then another day you decided to work hard continuously. And then that other small day, remember we talked about greatness is in the moment, right? Yeah. It was just these little moments that compounded. And for everything I don't have, it's because I chose not to do it in the moment. And it's compounded and compounded and compounded until I lack in that thing today. So I was like, hold on, you know what? Success isn't even that hard. Hear me out. I don't know when it's going to come, but as long as I say yes to the right things and no to the things that I'm not meant to, I kind of guarantee that eventually at some stage, due to the laws of physics, I'm going to become successful. So look, it's like if I do everything Allah says, eventually, now I don't know when, but eventually, bi'idnillah al-kareem, I can inshallah hope that if I was sincere in everything, the only thing stopping me from going to Jannah is my death.
It's time to break the cycle. It's time for you to become consistent. How many times have you went through this cycle where you're up and kicking, getting all the things you're supposed to get done, you're working hard for a while, taking life seriously, and then you fall back into that loop where you're doing absolutely nothing. You go from high periods of performance back to low periods of performance. It's time for us to get you a permanent solution, inshallah. If you want that permanent solution, actually click the link in the description, sign up for our free live masterclass this Sunday, inshallah, and finally change your life for good this time. Inshallah.
So I know it's just a matter of time, but as long as I do these things, Allah actually guarantees us the outcome. Right? You know what? I thought to myself, like, is health that hard? You know, if we break it down, if I just don't eat crap and I just work out, like, it's kind of guaranteed that eventually I'll be fit. Even if I'm fat right now, eventually. That's just how it works, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, ikhwa. So, like, I just broke everything down and I was like, I think everyone's complicating this whole business success thing way too much, man. How to make money. You know how to make money? You just do something. You continue to be the best in it. And long enough, people are going to pay you for it. Now, I'm not saying there's not things along the line, but on a basic level, it's not that hard. I'm just telling you guys, do what you're supposed to do and you will get where you want to get eventually. It's just a matter of time. Don't think if, think inshallah when. That's, you followed an equation. As long as we don't say yes to the correct things, we're always going to live the same lifestyle. Trust me. Okay? So all starts with what? With saying yes and saying no to the correct things.